Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is intro number 2. So, little bit of a backstory, not going to be a long one. I came out into my craft room to film a video. I ended up starting something and then I ended up being inspired and creating something else. When I went to edit the video was like so long. So what I've done is I've split it up into 2 videos. So if you hear me mention labels, ignore it. It's coming later. Today we're not doing labels. Today we're doing something that literally got inspired, and you will hear that on the video, while I was doing something else, and then I just went with it and it was so much fun, and it's definitely going to be a new obsession of mine because they just look so cool. So we're going to cut halfway through the video to the segment, to the bits that this video is about. But what I want to do is, I think I'm going to use my stamp set first. So I'm going to mark this down. I'd probably be better off doing this on my stamping tool, you know. But I'm not going to. So what I'm going to do is, because I know me, I'm just going to mark just a faint line like that. Can we see it? Yeah. That isn't going to destroy the paper when you rub it out. And then along that line down there, that's where I'm going to put the placement of the stamp. So then hopefully they'll all be lined up, because I want the words going lengthways. And I'll stamp them and then I'll show you why. So I'm going to turn it upside down and then I'm going to go H. Let me just get a wipe. And then this one's going to go over the line a little bit just because it's an A, but I'm lining up the top of the A in between the H. And that probably should have been over a little bit, but it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be 100% worth, like, bang on. I'm not going for perfection here. I'm just going for, and you know, if you do start off wonky, then just do the rest wonky, and then it will kind of look like it's meant to be like that. Hello. Can you guess what I'm trying to spell? Now, the W is going to be dodgy because the W is a big one. So maybe that goes down. We'll put the O smack bang in the middle of the, there, look. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. And I'm just hoping that I'm going to fit them all in. Yes. There we go. Right, now I'm going to quickly dry that, rub out the line, and then I'm going to show you what I want to do with it, because I've got this idea in my head and I'm not too sure it's going to work. So let's try it together. Right, so I'm going to cut it down. Now, what I'm thinking is, you know, like when I first did those long page tabs. Let's do this 2.5. So it's kind of similar. I like things coming out of the edge of my pages. Do I want that gap above? I mean, I'm getting really 3/4, 1/2 inch. That's what was putting me off. Is that about the same? Do you know what? I'm just going to mark it. No, I'm not. I'm not reading into it. That will do. Right, so now I'm going to get my corner rounder and round these two corners, because this bit is the bit that I want to go. Let me show you. Under the page, so it is kind of like I'm trying to find one that's got, I mean, look, like that, and then we can decorate that. So it is kind of a page tab, but it's a flashcard. Does that make sense? And then you're going to get like little bits like that. And you can do them all sorts of sizes, because I love my alphabet stamps and I don't use them often enough. I tell you what else we could do as well. And this is a bit risky, but I'm thinking on my feet. So let's just go with it. Let's experiment. So I'm just going to cut, what's that, 1.5? I'm 1.5. I'm going to cut at 1.5 inches. Cut that bit off. And then I'm going to get my frayed burlap. Now, if this works out how I want it to, I might have a new obsession. This might even be better than the page tabs. I know. I can't believe I just said that. That's why I had to say it fast. Well, I don't think anybody could take the place of the page tab. But if this gives me the cool effect I think it's going to, or how I can see it in my head, then I think I'm going to be making a lot of them. Right, so I want to add some lace, but I don't know if this lace is too white. So I've got a little jar here, and I'm going to get my little coffee and just try and cover it all like that. I think that will work better. Right, I'm going to go and dry this, and then I'll assemble. Right, so while that's drying, I've kind of had another idea. Considering I wanted an easy video, and I was just going to do some stamping and just stamp some ephemera. I love it when this happens, when all of a sudden the ideas just come to you and you're just like, oh, I need to try that. So do you remember the paper beads? I went back and made, and the buttons, look, I went back and made a load more. So I want to use them here. So technically what we're going to do is when the lace is dry, I want to put the lace underneath. Oh, the rest of the coffee I just splattered. I want to put the lace underneath, and then I want to lay that on top of there. So that's a layer. But then I'm thinking of a string of paper beads down here. What do we think? We can try it. If it doesn't work, we know. Right, so all I've done to thread that, because my eyesight is terrible, I put a bit of washi tape over the end, flattened it down, and then fed it through the eye of the needle, and then it just pulled it through. So that's the easiest way I can thread string. So let's work out how long we're going to want it. So let's do a little bit extra. Cut that off. And then again, I'm going to get my washi tape, or any washi tape, and I'm just going to put it over the end. Fold it over like a little flag, and then that should keep the beads on the end. So now let's make I love it. And just feed them down. I don't want to use ones that are too big, like too wide. They're so crunchy. Oh, that one, no. Ah! Oh my goodness! Right, let's start again. So we want some pale coloured ones to break it up. And then I'm just going to keep an eye on... It's going to look so cool. Well, I hope. If this does, I think I am going to need to make some more. I'd say that's perfect. So let's trim that off there. Move these up a little bit. Take that off the end there. But I don't really want this to move. So just so we don't end up losing all the beads off the end, because I know me. And what I want to do is lift that like that. And then I want this to stick. So I'm going to use, because this stuff is just so sticky, I'm going to use some double-sided tape. So let's make sure we've got it. I actually, do you know what? I'm going to take that one off. I don't think we need it. So let's hold that there. And then There's probably an easier way to do this, but all right, so let's put that one back in there because I don't think we need it. And then I don't want to pull too tight so that it bends the cardstock, but I also don't want it like flapping around. I think that will do. Perfect. This needs to be trimmed off. And then we've got that. Now we need the lace. I'm hoping, yeah, it is. It's dry. So now I'm going to get my thin washi tape. And where's the end? I probably should have put the beads on last. What is going on? Yeah, I probably should have put the beads on last, but it is my first time doing it and we are learning. And now let's put the grungy lace all the way down. Trim that off. And then there is some sticky tape underneath it, but that's fine because we're going to put this bit back on. So just line that up with where the tape is. Put that back on. Preferably not wonky. Like that, because that is extremely wonky. There we go. Press that down. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Isn't that just the best? It's so cool. I do want to mount it. Just to strengthen it up. So I'm going to take my glue right, so I've just stuck it down onto, I've just backed it because obviously if it's going to come out of a page, you're going to want it backed anyway. Try not to cut the string because that would be a disaster. And then let's just get our corner rounder because remember we're going for the flashcard look. That's the look I want to go for. I want this to look like a flashcard. Right, so now I'm going to go round it with ground espresso. To make sure that's all. Stuck down. I love this. And like I said, this is what happens. You are literally seeing me in my natural habitat. I started off just wanting to do some stamped ephemera. And then we end up with something like this because something sparked my inspiration. So cool. I'm so glad you was here. But look at that. Isn't it cool? And now we get to decorate it. Now, because it is a flashcard, we need like a little number down here. Now, if I recall, there is a little number on here. So do we want, let's do 31 because that would just go. Gotta make sure it's the right way up, Tone. Right, be careful of the beads. So let's move the stamp over. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? And you could leave it like that. Or we could go a step further. And by step further, I don't mean by putting it on a page tab. Nope, nope, nope. Now what you could do also is, don't forget this bit is going to be stuck on the page, but you could put a strip of washi tape. Yes. And you could do that before you glued everything down. And then let's give it some distress. Oh, look at that. And then look at that. I mean, it does stick out a bit far for that page. Absolutely. I love it. But I'm thinking, look at that. And that can be attached to there like that. Oh, I love it. I mean, you could leave it like that. I think I am going to just put some of the bits on. So, where's my little tub? Let's see what we've got in here. I mean, we could, but we're not going to. have we got? That's a bit of rubbish. Da, 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 da. That looks pretty cool. I mean, that does look nice. Oh, decisions, decisions. Spooky Mr. Ghost. I've yet to use them. I mean, that does look good. Oh, I like that. We have got the raven as well. Oh, we've got a smaller moth here. And a smaller one there. Oh, yeah, you're going on. Oh, we've got the skull. And we've still got the spooky hands, but I've got an idea for those. Right, so I think we'll use them. Let's see what little bits and pieces we can make out of this. So let's ink them all up first so we know what we're working with. So we've got a spooky stamp. Which we could absolutely it's very pale, but I'll tell you what we could do. We could get our Tim Holtz postmark book. I'm hoping he's got orange ones. I believe he has. Has he got a deep one that's going to fit? I think that one. Like that. And then I think I'm just going to get my pinking shears and just lightly, I'm not getting every part of it, look, some of it isn't done. And then let's finish inking. I mean, we could use one of the new labels we just made. But I think they might be too big. Where's that? There it is. The spooky trees. Because I'm thinking that is... Oh! That's 1 inch. That might be 1.5. So I might get away with 1 1/4 in between. So I just cut a piece of Heidi Swap, her new cardstock in her new Halloween kit. Unclogged it. And let's put this down on here. And unfortunately, if we put this on here, we do, well, you kind of do. It looks like it's... Yeah, I like it. and line that up so you get the little black outline. I think that should go like that. Right, so I found some other bits as well that I forgot I put away when I tidied my room. I'm just going to use this little label, put a strip of glue down, and then I've just ripped up some of my deco web. Couldn't think of the name then. Put a little smidge of glue down there, and then no, see, Toni, you're so impatient. Let it take hold. And then that will go up there like that. Or maybe, oh no, I like it even more over that. I did think something was missing down here. I like the spooky trees. Oh, I do like it down there. I think I like it up here more. Yeah, let's put it there. In between the two E's. Oh, oh, look at that. I love it. Right, so I have this tin of bits and pieces that I think we did through Scraptember, or it was when I released my stamps. It would probably help if it was the right way up. I did get a little banner here, look, and just sort of tucked it. No. Oh my goodness, look at that. Doesn't that just look so cool? What do you think about this top bit? And I found these. Do you remember those die cuts I had? I haven't stuck them down yet, but I'm going to, because I do like them. I'm just going to stick that under there like that. And then we've got this one up here that's just going to give it a bit of a sand. And then we've got a label behind here, which I'm not too sure about yet. But I do want, oh, let me put that down for a minute, because this needs to be inked. And we want it that way. We want that there. I'm thinking without it, just this. Nothing is sticking. Right, I'm going to let that dry. And we'll try another one. Right, so we're going to quickly, now we know the construction of it, and now that I've done it once, we should be a-okay. Right, so the last one, I can't remember what I cut it at, but I want to cut this one at 3. Do I want to do it at 3? Yeah, I want to do it at 3. And then I want to cut at 1.5. So basically just straight down the middle. So one end, I want to round the corner, because it's not going to end up being 3 wide, because this is going to end up overlapping, if that makes sense. So right, so first off, let's do a bit of scorched timber. Where's my, here it is. Nope, it's not dark enough. Let's get the ground espresso. That's better. Also, I don't know if, I don't think I'm going to do that bit, because that bit's going to go under the page. It doesn't have to go on the edge of a page either. So if it just finish distressing this, and I will show you what I mean. So we had our book that we made, and that is going to go onto a page. So this could go inside like that, and have like that. Look, oh, it fits perfect. Look, like that, or maybe move it up a bit. Look at that. And it does, it fits perfect. Right, I mean, it's like it was made for it. Oh my goodness. See, so it can go, it doesn't have to go on the edge of a page, if you get me. That's all dry now. And you also don't need to use let me use lace. So I think I'm going to use some of this webbing, but I'm not going to use all of it. I'm going to rip it. And then that needs to go underneath. And then this is going to go on top. I mean, look at that. Isn't that just so cool? But do you know what we didn't do? Hold on. I don't know what he's barking at. Right, we haven't put the we didn't stamp the word on, did we? Are we going to do Halloween? And do you know what? We probably shouldn't have cut it anyway, because we're going to use these. Are these? No, they're not. They're not too wide. Well, hopefully. I mean, I don't know what word I'm doing yet, but the widest is M, and that fits on there. So perfect. I think. What shall I put? Let's put haunted, and I'm going to use rusty hinge and black oxide. I'm going to alternate with in the oxide. Yeah, I said oxide. Right, so I laid them out, and haunted fits perfectly. So We're going to go rusty hinge, black soot, rusty hinge, black soot, rusty hinge, black soot, rusty hinge. Cool. Right, and as I'm stamping them, I'm going to put them back on their stamp pad. And I'm not bothered if they're wonky. If anything, I love this stamp set for so you can do it wonky. I'm kind of like purposely knocking some of them off. I think I might have to cut this down. Let's take these off because they're sticking. Yeah, I think I might have to trim this down, which is fine. I literally cannot recommend Heidi Swapp's stamps enough. In fact, just all her stuff, really. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that just look so cool? Yeah, going to trim it up. But I would rather trim it up than have it not long enough. But, love it. You could leave that like that. You could just absolutely leave that like that. And just use that. Like, mount it on some black cardstock. It would look so cool. So, whereas on the other one, I put some washi tape underneath the lace, this one, I'm going to put... I'm going to put a little bit on the edge. And this is going to have to be sanded off. I'm just going all the way down. Perfect. There we go. And then just distress it up. I'm just gonna wipe it with my jumper. And then again, I'm gonna get my, I'm not too sure. Yeah, it is. So we want it down this side. And make sure we're, I'm not going to put the beads on this one because the text is enough. Like the stamping is enough. Just gonna burnish that down. Put that on the bin. And then what bit do we want to use? Because what I want to do is put this down. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. That bit needs cutting down though. And this bit needs trimming off. But what I thought was put in a little bit of, can you guess? Can you guess? Like just some little pieces. Right, here we go. This is what I was looking for. I wanted the coffee dyed stuff. I thought I was going to have to make some more. Right, so I'm just going to cut a chunk off, straighten it out, because I don't want it all the way down, just like bits of it. Keep all these little bits. Like just like this. Look at that. Can you see it? And do you know what? I know I say these things, but I don't mean them. I'm going all the way down. How many of you were literally sitting there going, you know she's going to go all the way down, don't you? I know she's going to go all the way down. Everyone else knows she's going to go all the way down. The only person that doesn't know that she's going to go all the way down yet is Toni. But she will. In a couple of seconds, she'll realise that she's going to go all the way down. Just like she realised she was going to put a page tab on that work. As soon as she said, I'm not putting a page tab on it here. I love that. Right, so we do need to cut this down. Make sure it's the same size. Perfect. And then because this is the end, we need to round the corner again. Get our ground espresso. Ink it up, and then that is going to go over the top like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another, because this, see what I mean? This double-sided tape is like so strong. I think after dinner tonight, which I literally can't wait for, It's going to be awesome. We have got rib of beef, roasted rib of beef, sliced potatoes, sliced roasted potatoes in parmesan, garlic and rosemary with tender stem broccoli, montage, green beans and peppercorn sauce. I'm so excited. I can't wait. All right, let's make sure we put this around the right way. Right, so we've stuck that down. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? But it is supposed to be, what do they call them? I can't remember what they're called. Flashcard. The word just went right out of my head then. So I'm going to have a look in my stamps for another number because I know I've got some. Or shall we have number 666? What about this one up here? Because we don't have to use all of it. Let's use 379. Love it. Put that back because it's a little one and I'll probably lose it. Right, now let's decorate. Oh, I do like it. So that bit is going to go under the page and you're just going to see that bit. I quite like the idea of having the raven. But I think I want to mount it. Or maybe not. That looks quite cool. Let's sand around the edge. And we'll put that on there. Oh, squeaky glue. And then let's see what else we've got. What about let's have a look at some curator snippets. So if we put that is going to go there. Let's glue it on. I'm just going to put a strip of glue down the middle and then we can still tuck things underneath. Like that. So, if you're watching this and you hear me say, we started off stamping labels and now we're making flashcards, I think I'm going to take the label part out. Because we've gone down a completely different route. I like that. Yeah, we've gone down a completely different route. So I did start off the video stamping labels, and I might show a little bit of it just so it doesn't look like, what is she talking about? She didn't stamp any labels in this video. So yeah, I might put in a little bit of it, but this is what happens in my brain. Oh, do you know what? Let's put a banner. So we could put that there. What do we think? And then put that bit there. And then I need a little something here because of the angles, like that. Put that there like that. Do you know what would look really awesome as well? Is if it was stitched. If we put stitching on. But guess who still hasn't threaded a bobbin? Me! I haven't. I haven't. I think we'll put that one there. Oh, I've got a frog in my throat. Right, so I don't think I'm going to put anything else there. And then let's do something at the top. Watch. Oh, I just found this. Yes. I'm assuming. Oh, it's a piece of stamped ephemera. On craft cardstock. I don't want to lose any of the cheesecloth. Oh, I love it. I think it does need a little something else though. What else does it need? I don't know. No. I think this is the hardest part. These are Tracy Fox's stamped labels. Oh, that's quite cool. We'll leave that out. Oh, we've got a little bit of fabric. Quite like that. That's an option. We'll keep that out as well. Oh, what about this? They're so finicky. What about that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Quite like that. Don't laugh at me. I know I said I wasn't gonna, but look what I just found. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to come off there because you're just so wonky. We could put that on there. What do we think? I'm not sure. I wish I knew. Oh, I do like it there. Just do it. Just do it, Tone. Just do it. There we go. Right, I'm going to have a tidy up and then I'll be back. Ta-da! And they're done. This is also the second outro. But, oh, it was so much fun. These, how cool are they? I absolutely love them. So, you could literally use these any way you wanted to. They are just really, really cool. So, you could... So this is our little booklet that we made the other day, and it's got like a little junk journal in it as well, full of vintage paper. So you could either have them on the edge of your page like that. I mean, that just looks awesome on the edge there. Or you could literally have them on that side of the page and have it as a page tuck. But my little take on flashcards, I just love them. I just love them so much. They're so cool. So don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video, because I'm uploading daily for the whole of October. Don't forget to tag me as well. All my socials are in the description box down below or at the end of the video. And yeah, give it a go. So much fun. So much fun. And ignore labels. That's coming soon. Sorry about the roller coaster. Oh, thank you everybody for being here. Happy crafting and take care. Bye.